The papers were slid across the table like a gift. No ribbon, no cake, just signatures waiting for me to vanish. My husband sat at the head, his expression a mask of calm cruelty. My son wouldn't meet my eyes. My daughter smirked, her voice sharp enough to cut me in half. Pathetic. You didn't see this coming? They all laughed. My family, my blood, laughing as though I were a joke they had rehearsed for years. I smiled. A small one, controlled. I signed my name with a steady hand, each curve of the pen deliberate, like I'd been waiting for this. Then I slid the papers back and whispered, "Happy birthday to me." And I walked out, quietly, without begging, without breaking. They thought it meant they'd won. I met him when I was 21. He was ambition wrapped in charm, a man who convinced me his dreams were ours. We built everything together, brick, bone, and breath. The company, the house, the family. He was my partner, my anchor, or so I thought. I used to believe betrayal came like lightning, sudden, shocking, impossible to predict. But in truth, it drips in slowly. The late nights, the missed calls, the cold silences dressed up as exhaustion. At first, I dismissed the signs. Love makes you blind on purpose. But one night, I saw the truth spelled out in careless pixels. Messages on his phone, my daughter's voice in them, laughing about finally getting rid of her. It wasn't just him. They were all in it together. My own children, the ones I had carried, siding with him to erase me. That night, I cried quietly, but only once. Then I stopped, because tears are fuel for them, and I had no intention of feeding their fire. When they handed me those papers, I already knew what they had done. The house transferred. The company shares shifted. My accounts drained into shells I didn't recognize. I didn't fight, not then. I left them to believe I was powerless. But power isn't always loud. Sometimes it's hidden in the details people overlook. He forgot the company's registration still carried my signature as a co-founder. He forgot the secondary account only I had authorization for. He forgot that the contracts he signed, every single one, bore witness to my investments, my capital, my silent labor that no court could deny. And he forgot I was smarter than the woman he had built in his head. For 3 days, I said nothing. I disappeared, as they wished. No calls, no visits, no trace of anger. I rented a small apartment, stripped of luxury, but rich in silence. On the 4th day, I moved. Lawyers, accountants, people who owed me favors, they became my army. I placed calls, drafted documents, unearthed receipts, and followed the money they thought I'd never find. On the 5th day, I froze the accounts. The payroll bounced. Suppliers walked away. Their empire began to twitch like a dying animal. On the 6th day, I met with the bank. The mortgage he shifted into his name alone defaulted. The house was no longer his castle. It was a ticking foreclosure. And by the 7th day, when they laughed over dinner, the phone started ringing. Lawsuits, investigations, empty accounts, deals collapsing. I didn't answer their first calls, or the next 20. By the 42nd, I finally picked up. His voice was hoarse, frantic. "What did you do?" I let the silence stretch, heavy, suffocating. Then I spoke, calm as ever. "Nothing you didn't teach me." He begged. My daughter's voice cracked in the background, pleading in a way she never had when it mattered. My son sobbed quietly. The family that mocked me now drowned in their own desperation. I almost pitied them. Almost. We met one last time, in the office that used to be ours. The air reeked of stale defeat. He looked smaller, thinner, stripped of the arrogance that once cloaked him. "You ruined us," he spat. No, I corrected. You ruined yourself. I just removed the mask. My daughter wouldn't look at me. My son's eyes were red. They had gambled me away, certain I was weak, certain I would break. But weakness is not silence. Weakness is betrayal, and I was done being weak. I slid one final document across the table, the transfer of the company back into my hands. His signature already there, coerced by the bankruptcy judge, the creditors, the weight of consequences he never imagined would land so fast. This was mine before it was ever yours, I whispered. When I walked out that building, the sun hit me like freedom. I didn't feel grief, not anymore, just release. They had given me an unexpected gift on my birthday, the death of illusion. And I had given them one in return. Karma, swift and merciless. Do I regret it? No. Love made me blind, but betrayal sharpened my sight. And now when the phone rings, I let it. Some lessons are best learned in silence.